Alright, and welcome back to another episode of the New York Jets Madden 20 Franchise Mode. We are brought to you as always by VendettaSportsMedia.com. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, all social media platforms. Again, VendettaSportsMedia.com, and I am your host, Trey Daubert. One last thing, please do me a favor, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Be a big help for us. You will get more videos. I'm really trying to put more videos for you guys. Please do that for me. Again, sorry about the schedule. There's nothing I can do about it. We're playing dreadful Miami. Let's just get on with it. Shorter video because it's Miami. We'll get it over with. The schedule will get better. I'll make the playoffs very interesting. We're getting through the season. So, hang with me. Miami again. We'll see you in a little bit.
Hello, everybody. It's the coach. This is Madden 20 on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll see a man on his 8th NFL team, Ryan Fitzpatrick, and the Miami Dolphins, as they square off against second-year man Sam Darnold and the new-look New York Jets. With that, we head up to MetLife Stadium, as we'll hand it over to the two men that'll call the action, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
We are situated about 8 miles west of New York City at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. A few moments ago, the crowd here was on their feet as their beloved Jets made their way out of the tunnel. They're ready to go. We're ready to go, and it should be a good one as those New York Jets get set to face off with the Miami Dolphins. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Jets ball club. They're hot as can be. Winners of 8 of their last 9 games.
I don't know if you'd call this start a surprise exactly, but they've proven that they're going to be able to stand toe-to-toe with anybody.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Dolphins. It's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
Okay, here we go. Ryan Fitzpatrick, Miami Dolphins. As I said, the beginning part of our schedule was brutal. And this last part is just so easy. It actually reminds me of the fact that the Jets, they could run the table here. First play of the game. I mean, you just can't even make this shit up. First play of the game. Sack, fumble, return. That's just Miami for you. That's Miami in this game. And this is the good version of Miami without the Tunzel and all those other trades. So I'm trying to make this as entertaining as possible, guys. I really am. It's just, you got to play the guys in your schedule. I cut this video down really hard. We'll get through this one together. The schedule will pick up. We will play better teams. It's just the way it is right now. Nothing I can do about it. Next drive, Miami, I tried for the hit stick. I don't know why he didn't hit him. He gets in. But like I was saying, the Jets could actually run the table here. As crazy as that sounds, they could get into the playoffs. They play Oakland this week. I know Oakland's improved, but they could theoretically beat Oakland. That's not like a game they can't win. Right now, the Jets are 3-7. After that, of course, Cincinnati, Miami. You saw those 2 games. Then they play Baltimore, of course, obviously. Tough game. But if they can sneak that one out somehow, you're looking at Mason Rudolph and the Steelers and Josh Allen and the Bills, who the Jets should have beat week 1. They could run the table. And I know it sounds crazy, but whew. All right, Our first, I guess, offensive possession. Dalvin Cook goes in, 4th down. Find the lane. He gets in for the score. Jumping out. I'm mad I even let them score a touchdown. I tried for the hit stick. I don't know why it didn't work, but whatever. Miami did score one time. You know. And I'll say this right now. I didn't even play my best game. Just kind of fed up with Miami and all these horrible teams I've been playing. So, we're going to show you the highlights here. We got a bunch of sacks in this one. Bunch of sacks. Ran the ball really well. Recorded some big plays. You know, typical things that you do when you play Miami. So, when these videos get boring, you know, there's some things that I can go in and talk about instead. Actually, let me hold off here, because from what I remember, this is an interception. Eric Berry. Haven't gotten a ton of interceptions, but our defensive secondary finally makes a play, and they've been getting torched all year, so it's good that somebody finally covers. And Barry's one of our better cover guys, so not surprising that he is the one that makes a play. Now, I'll treat this as sort of a podcast. As far as things are with the site, we're looking for more writers, so if you know somebody that would be interested in getting their sports writing career started, let us know, because there's no better place to start than here. And I am on the site constantly. I'm constantly working. I'm constantly trying to get this thing to where it needs to be. So, we're looking for more sports writers. If you want to try to get yourself into media, let us know. Next thing, let me talk about Tua for a second. Kind of said this in the last video, but it looks like he's going to make a full recovery. It looks like he's going to be okay. Latest report is there's a sack fumble. Weird Madden glitch. I don't know what the hell's going on there. Looks like he's going to be able to throw within 3 months. That seems crazy. So, as bad as it sounds, apparently it doesn't sound that bad, because they were able to get his hip back in place. I'm going to say it again, over and over and over. If you pass on Tua, you are just stupid. You're just stupid. You can't pass on this guy. He is arguably, since I've been, and I take my draft articles very seriously, it's one of the #1 things I would love to do. I've been preparing to be a GM basically my whole life. I take my draft articles very seriously. Tua is probably the single most talented quarterback I think I've ever really tried to scout here. The guy is just a robot machine. He's not fair. This I'm really mad about. This should have been a touchdown. Tua is probably the best prospect I think I've maybe ever scouted. He's that good. He has the highest passer rating in the history of college football. If you pass on that, you know that you're passing on the single most talented passer ever. Think about that. You're going to do that because he got hurt a couple times? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. You're going to pass on him for Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's no can't-miss guy. Joe Burrow couldn't start at Ohio State. Joe Burrow's a fifth-year senior. Joe Burrow might not get drafted last year. A year ago at this time, Joe Burrow might not get picked. So now he's a fifth-year senior. He gets a new offensive coordinator. Now he's the first pick in the draft with 1 year really of good sample size. I wanted to show these punts. Madden has not been punting on me like that. But Burrow is no can't miss. He's got one good year, and the previous year wasn't good. So you're gonna take that guy over the single most the single most efficient passer in college football history. That seems crazy to me. Sorry. Let me talk about this video. Safety in the box. They think I'm running. When you got speedsters like Will Fuller and you can take the top off the defense, you can go for the 97-yard touchdown and shove it up your ass. Woohoo! Oh, I was hype over this one. Yeah, you ride that. You ride it. You ride it real good. Oh, that was too easy. Anyway, let's just think about it. Justin Herbert. You're going to take Justin Herbert over to it. Justin Herbert didn't complete 60% of his throws last year. He's wildly inaccurate. Now, he's got great tools. Don't get me wrong. Herbert's got great tools. He can really run. He's tall. He's got a nice arm on him. Don't get me wrong. He's not the most accurate guy in the world. He's probably... his best comp's going to be Josh Allen. He's going to be sort of similar to that. Maybe he's going to be a better passer. I'm telling you right now, the Herbert comps, you're looking at like Josh Allen, better or worse, depending on situation and all that. You're going to take that guy over the single most efficient passer in the history of college football. Sorry, not doing it. Like, you want to bring up injuries, that's fine. Say he's been hurt, that's cool. You're going to look yourself in the mirror one day and you're say, Jesus, how the fuck did he fall in the draft? He's just too good. I don't care how many times he's been hurt. And the ankles thing, like the sprained ankles, you know, that stuff's a little overblown because they kind of fixed his ankles. They had that tightrope thing last year on the one ankle, and then this year they had it on the other ankle. So I guess his ankles, they got black magic shit going on, so his ankles are going to be fine. The hip, that's the worry. But if he gets a clean bill of health, he's going to break his hip again? I don't know. He's just too good to pass on. I don't care how many times he's been hurt. Deshaun Watson tore his ACL twice. Would you pass on him today? You wouldn't. You wouldn't pass on Deshaun Watson. If I told you that Deshaun Watson tore his ACL in college and then he'd do it again in the pros, you still wouldn't pass on him. It's just the truth. Oh, we'll take Trubisky instead. Okay. Good luck. See how that works out for you. So again, I don't get the Tua thing. I know that he's gonna slide in the draft, but he realistically shouldn't because he's that good. Even I don't care if he's 80% Tua, he's still better than everybody else. That's just how I feel about it. And honestly, I said this in the last video, I think it could be the best thing that ever happened to him. Imagine he goes to Minnesota instead of Cincinnati. You know what I mean? He goes to Minnesota. With those weapons? He goes to New England. Game changer. He goes to Pittsburgh. Game changer. He goes to Chicago with that defense. Game changer. I know what Cincinnati is, and this was bullshit. Come on, man. Cincinnati is what we would call career suicide. Miami's career suicide. Just look at Josh Rosen. Is Josh Rosen this bad? Or is it because he was drafted by Arizona and then got traded to Miami? The NFL has completely bailed on Josh Rosen. He's a nobody. And he was one of the great prospects. His true freshman year, he was going to be the #1 pick. Just based off his true freshman year, if he would have been allowed to come out. Now, Josh Rosen's a nobody. Situations matter. Lamar Jackson. I know you want to crown the guy, but going 32nd in the draft, getting picked by Baltimore, having John Harbaugh and that plan built around him and Greg Roman, it's the best thing to ever happen to him. He's not this good on Cincinnati. Dwayne Haskins looks horrible. He's not this bad on Baltimore. You know what I mean? I think Darnold's amazing. Darnold has shown flashes of brilliance. He can't overcome the Jets. You know what I mean? So you can say whatever you want, but him sliding in the draft is going to be the best thing that ever happens to him. Imagine him in Pittsburgh with the way they develop talent and the way their defense is coming along, and you trust Pittsburgh to develop you. You trust Minnesota. Minnesota would be a great spot with Zimmer. New England, good hell. Could you imagine him with New England? You don't think it helps that Patrick Mahomes has Andy Reid? Russell Wilson fell in the 3rd round. No, it helps falling in the draft. It really does. So I think it could be one of the best things that ever happens to him. Let me talk about this guy, Chandler Jones. Chandler Jones is the only player in the NFL who has 10 sacks over the last 5 years. So, again, we want to act like Bill Belichick's perfect. Getting rid of Chandler Jones was a massive mistake. He leads the NFL in sacks this year with Arizona. He's been unbelievable for us. He's not rated that highly in the game for some reason. But, I mean, the guy has like 30 sacks in the game, so whatever. Bryce Love's going to go in for a touchdown. You know, we're just wrapping this thing up. That's, you know, pretty much going to do it. The upcoming schedule. Next week, we have Baltimore. So that should be an interesting game. Thursday night game, actually, too. Little primetime cheese for you. CJ Mosley gets to play his former team. Speaking of which, CJ Mosley, apparently the reports came out that Tua's hip injury was similar to the one he had. And CJ Mosley is an $85 million linebacker, one of the best in the NFL, who had a really productive career. So, again, you want to pass on Tua, that's fine. I just don't think it makes a whole lot of sense. That's pretty much going to do it. Again, didn't have our best game, but, you know, kind of zoning in and out. You're not going to get my A game against Miami, especially the second time. Game was well out of hand. So, that's pretty much going to do it. Again, make sure to comment down below. If you have stuff that you want me to talk about, let me know. I will be more than happy to talk about it, especially in videos like this. But the next video, we get Baltimore. Now we're talking. So I promise you, the next video, it's going to be long. It's going to be entertaining. You're going to get, I think I'll show the full game. Screw it. I'll show the full game maybe. Let me know what you guys think. Any comments, feel free. That's going to do it. We'll see you next time.